All right, apparently I've been looking on the internet for about 2 hours now for this script. I found this script years ago, and I'm going to put this link to this script on the and I'm simpleton because I'm a simple trader. I'm a ton of simple. But what I wrote here was I kind of did some customization to the script, and what I noticed is missing from this one that I found 4 years ago is that everybody's stripped out, or the guy that originally posted this, people have been making versions of this, and they took out the time. This is the most critical component, as far as I'm concerned, is your exposure over time. I'm into price over time and all that Gann stuff, I guess. I mean, I'm a Gann trader at heart. I could do 100 pips squared a day chart because I've got some grid indicators. And I don't know if I've posted those, but I guess I could put those on the MT4 thing to manage your risk. And I'm looking at 20 pips over 1 hour chart in the euro dollar, right? 1 hour chart with the 20 pip handles so I can see how much I'm risking. But now this script here is risking 25 pips to make 75 pips, and it's going to last all day. D1, but I'm going to make a risk 30 pips to make 60 pips over the period of 12 hours. And all you have to do is put M12 in, I'm sorry, you put H12 in here and put H12. It definitely has to be, not here, I'm sorry. It's not there. But this is the name of it. The double slashes in front of this make it so MT4 cannot see that. It's just a notation. Anytime you see double slashes in front. And here I did the sell version. Right. Now, to edit the actual time in here, it looks kind of weird here. It looks a little different when you're in the platform editing, but you need to change, here's this period. You're only going to change this section and just leave that at 60. I don't know what it means, but so far I haven't got hit by a car since I've been leaving that at 60. I think it's 60 seconds or something. I don't know. But you put that H12, right? So this video here is about risking 30 pips to make 60 pips over 12 hours. And when you drop one of these orders at a specific price level, it's going to last for 12 hours. You can make it into a 4 hour and stuff, but then it's, more work, I suppose. And the 12-hour thing, if you're going to go, say you got 2 day jobs, right, because the economy sucks, so you got to go out and work, and put that 12-hour guy in, right? And you're risking 30 pips, and then you can change the size to what you can tolerate. Maybe you only want to risk $3, or maybe you want to make this a 10K and risk $30 on the trade. But it's kind of funny how, they stripped that totally out. So let me go to the chart, and hopefully go to the right chart here. I want to overdo the, these are all euro dollars. So what I did here is I went to the rectangle, and since this is the beginning of the day and this is the end of the day, I have 20 pip grid in here, and I guess I'll post this 20 pip indicator. Of course, it will compile, but I guess you could just mark off 20 pips. I just using a indicator because I don't want to draw those horizontal lines and do all that, but. So if I change this to a 4 hour chart, you can see it compresses the 12-hour windows. If you build your time exposure on the 1 hour, and you'll see just how much of a difference a day makes or an hour makes when you switch this. And a lot of people want to trade different time frames, but you got to realize that if your order lasts for 12 hours, you may want to go with a 60 pip stop and a 100 pip take profit, or 120 double your money. But this is going to be 30 pips, and I built these on the grid. So what I did was I stretched this until it was 60. Well, this is actually 30 pips of risk, so I have to go for the half handle, which you can't see, which I don't actually want to run, because if you're going to do this technique and you're going to drag these rectangles around, if you land it on the grid, you're not going to be able to re-grab it. Of course, if you're just going to, you could just actually, I suppose what you could do is, if you don't have this grid, you can just find 20 pips, create a rectangle that's worth 20 pips, and I'm sorry, 30 pips for this script. I guess I'm risking the 30, and this would be an all day long script, right? You can find what an all day long looks like, but I'm just going to go with the ones that I created here, just so it's, and this is my sell. I'm going to risk 30 pips to make 60 pips on the sell side, and say I place a pending, right? So I place a pending up here. I want to sell that. And at the beginning of the day, I placed the pending. Well, that's how long it lasts, right? If I had placed the pending here at this time interval, great, I already screwed it up. Can't re-grab the thing. Let me just recalibrate that. So if I had dropped this order at this point, now mind you, it's not selling the. It's going to sell the. Depending where you place it, of course. If you, in other words, they're going to sell into the limit is going to be the edge here, and your stop's up here. So you're risking 30 pips. So you want to sell the. You see this top, you see the market come down, and now you want to sell a retest of that. So it's going to look like this. Your order's going to be sitting there. It comes up into there, and you get filled on the sell, right? And you're looking to make the juicy 60 pips, because these are 20 pip handles, and that's your take profit. But you didn't get it. You only got 20 pips out of that, and then they would have stopped you out had you not had the foresight to realize that just because you dropped a 30 to make 60 doesn't mean you're going to wait for that trade to happen. In fact, you would definitely be fighting the trend on this, because you're trying to sell a top, right? And nobody could pick tops. But you got to realize that this pivot here, and this is the 1 hour chart, that when it came back to here, obviously the buyers came in. So you had to get the hell out there. And if you weren't going to get the hell out there, and you wanted to let this guy go, you know you had to have the buy order sitting there. So you had to have the buy limit, and this would be your buy trap. So you know that yellow line exists. You know this top exists. So the edge of this top rectangle is going to be your buy limit, and you have a 30 pip stop. But they never even come near your stop. And then here's your exit, right? Now, this is a 12-hour window. Had you dropped it on the moment you saw that top and that pullback, you dropped that order, you would have got filled there. And the thing about trading this style is that after you made the I think I just got too many. Let me start over. Let me. So here's how you would just build these windows of exposure over time, I would call them, I guess. Here's your 30 pip risk window, and that's for 12 hours, right? So you grab that. It's 30 because this is a 20 pip grid, so you have to go to half of that, right? Now you come over here, and you're going to buy. You're a buyer, so where do you put this this script, this static drop pending? You're going to put it right there for your entry, right? So the top of that is going to be your risk window. You're going to place it right there. And you got filled. I guess you could be a little more aggressive and make sure you get filled. And of course, you could also be conservative and have a buy limit at the edge of this. You never would have got filled. But after you got filled on that, and then you've got your profit window actually made these two different colors. Now we're just stuck with this color. And here's your double your money. So you got in here and you got out there, you doubled your money and then some, right? But I'm going with a fixed pending because, you know, a lot of people, they have their target and stuff. I'm just breaking it down simple, but not to say you couldn't have the I'm going to only risk 20 pips, right? So I'm going to risk 20 to make, I'm going to risk 20 pips in 12 hours. Less risk, right? But I'm only looking to make, say, 40 pips. So I definitely made that. And I could have had the risk 20 pips to make 80 pips, right? Isn't that the great trade? So here's the 80 pip, and that's the, of course, I'm only doing the 12 hours here just to visually, it doesn't matter after the order's filled, it really doesn't matter how long that lasts, because, but I guess if you're trading on the interval to 12, you would wait, right? And this is, even if you dropped it here, you know this top exists, and you didn't wait, you dropped it immediately after it pulled back off that top. So the next bar over, 1 hour later, you dropped the 12 hour, right? This is just a scenario for, you know, this trade. Not to say there's not a million other trades in here. So you risked the 20, you made it, right? You made all that money. You risked 20 to make 80. That's good, right? Now, you would have to come back and redo that whole trade over again, because we revisit this again. Had you done the same ticket, risk 20 to make 80, or the 25 to make 75, which is the one that I put the link on here, so you don't have to change that one. It's going to look more like that, right? That's good money. Now, of course, it doesn't mean this is going to keep going on forever, but say you... I mean, you did good there, right? You're always risking that 20. You can always tighten it up after the market moves in your favor. But say you just walked away from it, right? In trailing stops, it's a whole nother problem. I would never run a trailing stop. Just take my I mean, the idea that you're gonna it's some kind of trend trade, they're gonna trail that stop up there. No, just get the hell out up here. Like, whatever your target is, right? Just scale out of the thing. And I saw some other guy do a video. He didn't even talk about scaling, but. Okay, so here's a double top, right? So imagine we place the same ticket here on the double top, and so we're going to put this pending here. It lasts for 12 hours. Let me make that 12 hours. Is that 12 hours? I guess you can't. Yeah, maybe that's. So, yeah, 12 hours. You got the order there, and maybe they didn't fill it. I guess you have to wait for this pullback here, but then you place the order. They would have stopped you out. So it really is about, and you really didn't make a lot of money on that, right? Because it failed to go up. And so next week, right, you could have your order down here because you know this bottom exists. You got a guy here, and you also have one that's only risking 20 pips. So if you risk like 40 pips, right, I think the risk reward ratios. And if you drop it on Sunday night, it's going to last that long. So you're looking for this situation where it's going to come down, plunge, fill. Probably not going to. My trade certainly for coming into the Sunday open is painfully obvious for me that I'm going to have a buy limit here, and I'm going to have a buy limit on that low. I'm going to have a buy limit here, right? And I'm going to have a buy limit here, right? And I have one here, but they'll last different amount of times. They're all different sizes, and yeah, euro's going up. You know, some guy said sell. I was at a guy's site today, and trying to find one of these pendings. He said sell. I'm like, okay, you're one of those guys that wants to sell into this thing here. Okay, good luck with that. Yeah, sure, you can scalp it, right? And maybe he's right. Maybe it's going to come all the way back down because Greece. You know, I mean, this Greece thing, who cares? Okay, so here is the trend line to break for the on the euro dollar as we march up into Vaporland. Anyways, that's the drop pending over time, expiration, and trend line on close. Step away from the wicks, people. Look at that. If you were to draw the trend line there, it would look like this, and it would be so wrong. Because if you're trading on the clock, that's the 4 hour. Here's the 1 hour. Don't you want to trade it? Don't you want to make money over price over time? Anyways, I'm just saying.